Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another stream, and we are going to be playing, you guessed already, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Yep, that's really all I have to say. Let's do this. First, I gotta share this, and yeah, that's all I gotta do. And yep. Let us begin our journey through a game. Just such an epic journey, truly comparable to literally every other journey. I have a video processing right now, but I checked my internet speed and everything should be going decently. So yeah, I don't. Your robot sound. Oh, okay, of course. Well, I really don't know why that happens. Hold on. Maybe if I just turn the sound down just a bit. Yeah, turn that down a bit, and also turn this down as well. I think maybe that might do something, because I've I've been talking a lot louder recently, so maybe I just need to. Skinner is my yeah, something along those lines. Anyways, I don't know. How does the audio sound now? Still robotic. Eat. Well, yeah. Is it just required you come in here at least once every day, even if you're not going to stay in? Or maybe that's just... No, I don't sound like a robot, generally. Sometimes I do, but not all the time. You know, I don't really know how I can change that, because, hold on, let me take a look at the settings. Unhide all, hide, rename, copy filters, vertical layout, filters, properties. Alright, now, let me take a look at filters. Maybe I can do something in there. Filters, no, I guess, they only show up if I have them applied. Hold on, crap, I can't see what I'm looking at. I miss my Wigga. Yep, I miss him too. Alright, well, I guess I might as well just turn this up, seeing as how that's not helping anything. Yeah. Hold on, I'm determined to fix this, because I've noticed it in previous streams, and if I can fix it, I'd prefer... Oh, hello there. Yo. Yeah, hold on, I'm just messing with the audio settings, because my voice sounds really robotic for some reason. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it wasn't going to be a distraction, but I have a feeling it's probably not gonna sound too great. Hold on, I can't. I'm having some difficulty being able to see this. There we go. Defaults. Is there anything I can add? Compressor, expander, gain, invert polarity, limiter, noise gain, noise suppression. Well, noise suppression would be something nice to have. Suppression level, there we go. Alright then. Yeah, Yeah, I think I might just have to continue, even if it does sound robotic. Is it okay if I do that? Because I don't really think I have a way I can fix that. I mean, you know, it's just kind of something we have to deal with, I think. I dare you to sing thou song. No, I'm gonna have to play the game, unfortunately. I won't really have the energy to, but yeah, is it fine if I just leave it the way it is? Because I can't really change it, frankly. Your whip to the sound of the beat vid is labeled for kids, bro. Oh, yeah. Well, I labeled mine without the comments and stuff in mind, so I don't know. I guess it unplugged then replug. I'm actually not using a mic. I'm just using my desktop because I don't want to. I don't really have a setup that would be comfortable to use if I did that. Yeah. Hold on, let me check the settings again just to make sure. All right. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna remove the audio input capture, then put it back in. I think that might do something. So you're not gonna hear me for a bit, but I'll hope that. Let's hope that works. Alright, how does that sound? Does that sound better at all, or is it just as bad as it was? Yeah. Good. It does? It sounds better? How about you, George? Something I noticed last stream is that it sounded decent when it started out, but then got more robotic sounding as I went on. I want to make sure everything sounds alright, then I'll get into the game, because we still have a decent amount of time left. However, I should probably get into it sometime in the next 2 minutes. Actually, let me, you should sing the song. Yeah, I don't, yeah, unhide all, hide, rename, copy, filter, alright. I'm just gonna look at to test out the, well, I mean, I'm kind of testing it out just by talking, so, hold on. Compressor, expander, gain, invert polarity, limiter, noise gate, noise suppression, yeah, alright. I don't really think there's anything else here I'd want to mess around with. I'd probably just end up killing the audio. I think noise reduction is really all I care about. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start playing the game, and if it's like absolutely horrible and you just cannot enjoy it because of the quality of the mic, then I'll try my best to fix it. But yeah, this is updating like every single time I use it now. Hold a gun to your head. Yep, well, I can't die, man, so just try to kill me. It won't work there. Yeah. You see, 1406, it is a new version, but I don't really know why it needs to update so much. But whatever, I might as well keep it up to date so I don't have to like download 10. Calls Chris Jansen. Chris Jansen? I'm not really sure you got the wrong guy there. Right guy, I mean. I think you got the wrong guy. But, I mean, you could try Jansen, but I think a more H-sounding name might help. Alright, 1 minute remaining. Is the Y word offensive? It is to the Simpson kind, so don't say the Y word. Just never say the Y word ever. Hansen was expensive. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. All right. Yeah. Again, I don't know why it needs to update so much. It only really... We got his black brother. Oh, I see. I didn't know he had a black brother. And I didn't know his black brother had the same first name, but a different last name. He worked for... Alright, I'm not gonna read that off. Yeah, not much time left. Just hurry it up, please. Haven't got all day. It's probably a good thing I have the noise canceling feature on, because I usually have the fan on in these videos, and yeah. It's best you don't hear that. Okay. Bruh. Okay. There we go. Finish. Alright then, let's just play the game now. Also, this is something I haven't really talked about, but I think once I'm done with Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, which we're like 10 hours into the game now, it's we're not like close to being done, but we're getting closer, so you know, it's definitely a thought that we should be considering. I was thinking of playing the other games, and by the other games I mean the 2 investigations games, and then later the newer trilogy. I call it the George called it the newer trilogy. I think, yeah, I'll just call it the trilogy. But you know, the newer 3 games after that, which is Apollo Justice, Dual Destinies, and Spirit of Justice. I have played some of the first investigations on my phone, but I think I'm just going to start over on computer and do that on stream. Also, I think the 2 investigations games are shorter than most Ace Attorney games, so I think shouldn't be too difficult to just you know, play those. I mean, might as well. I did it for a spin-off. Might as well do the main games. Although the 2 investigations are actually spin-off games. George said I should play them, so I'm gonna take his word for it. Alright, I need to skip past all this crap. Hold on. For some reason this is running really slowly. I'm not really sure why that's happening. Maybe it's because I have a video rendering. Hold on. Oh, CP. Alright, well, hold on. I'm gonna go to... Are you offended with my hate speech? Yeah, just stop. Stop it! Stop it! Alright, hold on. I think what I'll do is, I'll take the bitrate and take it, like, way down to, like, 1200 on both. And, you know, it's gonna be a noticeable shift, but it's like really bad right now. The CPU usage is at 16%. All right, let's see if it's running any faster. All right, it's getting better. But still not good. Again, I think this has to do with the fact that I'm currently rendering a video while I'm playing, so it's really not working that well. Hold on, I need to... Wait, is it suddenly speeding up? I don't know. Yeah, no, it's not. Alright. So, hold on. maybe if I take the bitrate down to 1,000 or something like that, because really right now it's not really running that well, as you could already tell. Again, it has to do with the fact that I'm rendering a video at the same time, because but I'm not going to stop rendering the video, so the only solution I have is to just take the bitrate down, because I really don't know what else I'm going to do. I mean, 90 frames have dropped. I mean, it's using up 16% of my CPU, so I mean, really, come on. Yeah, it's still pretty, good lord. Why? I don't, I think I only really have, one solution, which is, unfortunately, to stop the render. I can get back to it later, but right now I think the top priority is streaming the game, so I'm gonna have to stop this. Yeah, oh yeah, as soon as I do that, you can hear it speed up. So yeah, it was because of it rendering. Yeah, but it's at 100% again. Alright, so I'm gonna exit out of this and save it. Just project, because why not, and hit save. And yeah. Alright, and I think I should be safe setting the bitrate at what it was before. I think it was, what was it? I don't know. It was like 16, I don't know, something along the lines of like 1600, and I don't know. Yeah, I'll just go with that. Close enough. And yeah, we should be good to go now. Yeah, because I checked my internet speed and it looked like it'd be able to handle what I had this on, but nah, it's the slowing down pretty bad. And yeah, it's staying at 90 to 100, so that's good enough. Or now it's slowing down. I don't. Actually, maybe it might be a good idea to take the internet speed down just a smidge. Probably like, I don't know, like 1500, and I don't know, we'll go 1400 and 1400. I think that's gonna be safe. Yeah, and I'll just leave it at that. These tests, yeah, no, this. Again, I've already done all of this. Okay, hold on. I think it was this guy's, the flippin' drunk guy's testimony. Yeah. I needed to present the bucket, and then Objection. All right. Yeah. Time to actually get going. So I'm just gonna skip past all this, then go back to where we were.
Objection!
The witch there was holding the stick. I even heard her say the incantation thingy. That's right, I witnessed it all.
Hold it! Objection!
And I'm pretty sure this guy over here was acting really weird. Yep.
Hang on!
And I think this is what leads into us finally saying that one of them has to be the witch, and I've already ruled out 2 possibilities, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out who the witch is anymore. But, yep. Yep, this is what leads into us pointing that out. And I'm going to save at a point that's really, really close to when I have to pick out who the witch is, so that way, if I fail, I won't, like, have to go all the way back like I did stupidly last time. Yep. We're getting closer. Alright, I think I need to be careful of where I skip to now, so that way I can save at just the right moment. So I'm gonna skip fast but slow at the same time, which doesn't make sense, but you get what I mean all the same. Like fast, slow. Like fast, but like fast for slow, but slow for fast. Alright, so they write their heads on there. Alright, I think this is a good place to skip. Oh, not to skip, to save. Yeah, we've been playing for just shy of 10 hours on this game. So again, we're getting not close to the end, but we are nearing it. So it's good to think about what we will be playing after this. And yeah, as I said before, the 2 investigations games, then the trilogy after that. I mean, I call it a trilogy, but as far as I know, it's not like the original trilogy where they're all interconnected. It's just 3 more Ace Attorney games, but still. Maybe I should save a bit closer now that I think about it. Were you listening? Okay. Yeah, alright. I'll probably save here, actually. This is probably a good place to save. And I'll also save here because I think this is going to be even closer. Again, really trying to be cautious about this. There we go. Yeah, that's the perfect spot. Okay, so it can't be him. Can't be these 3, I don't think. And it can't be him. Though it could be these 2. It's certainly not her. That would just be detrimental to our case. But her name is Killer in Japanese, so I'm just going to take a wild guess and say it's her.
Got it.
It's probably not. The real witch was probably this person right here, I think. Okay, so it wasn't her. Alright. Alright, so we've ruled out another possibility. But luckily I've got unlimited saves, so yep, we're gonna be good. Bruh. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe it was these two actually. But actually no, it had to be one of the, yeah, alright, so couldn't have been her, couldn't have been him, and it couldn't have been him. So that leaves only two. And I have a feeling it was probably her. But I could be wrong.
Got it.
The real witch was probably, alright, so it had to be the drunk guy. It had to be. There's literally no other option unless choosing someone who isn't a witness, and we've already established that it has to be one of the witnesses. So, yeah, it just has to be the drunk guy. Has to be. But luckily I saved at the exact point where I need to, so we're completely alright. Well, I wouldn't say completely, but we are alright at the very least. Yep. Okay, yeah, no. Well, that's a bit further back than I wished to go, but whatever. Still fairly close. Now, we absolutely know who it absolutely had to be, so, yeah. Honestly, I think how good you are at Ace Attorney really lies where you choose to save. Alright, hold on a second. Now that he says where the witch was, I'm starting to think that maybe it's not really an issue of... I'm starting to think it wasn't really an issue of the location of the witch during, yeah. It wasn't an issue of who did it right now, but more where they did it.
Got it.
Somewhere around there? No. It looks like it is your head that is currently somewhere else, Sir Blue Knight. Well, what do you mean? I believe he is trying to convey that your answer was incorrect. Well, he didn't need to be so harsh about it. If I may, Mr. Wright, keep in mind that the witch is among the witnesses, so we cannot be completely certain that their testimonies are the truth. Mr. Wright, the witch used the spell Ignaze, right? Take a look at the Grand Grimoire. We're bound to find something there, even if the witness is lying up a storm. Whatever is inside the Grand Grimoire has to be the truth, right? Alright. Good lord. So, I can't choose one of the people. I have to choose where exactly they'd be. Alright, hold on. If you look at the spell Ignite, summons a circle of flame within a 1 meter radius of the caster, requires an incantation and scepter to cast. Yeah, I have a feeling it's probably in the middle of everyone.
Got it.
The witch must have been standing here. What is the meaning of this? Unfortunately for you, this spot has absolutely nothing to do with any of these witnesses. Yo, that's because the witnesses are lying. Inquisitor Barnum, I suggest you try to take a look at this. The Grand Grimoire? According to this tome, Ignace summons a circle of flame within a 1 meter radius of the caster. In other words, the witch had to have been within 1 meter of the flame when casting the spell.
Objection.
Of course, you needn't say any more, Sir Blue Knight. First off, notice that there is no one else in that area other than the accused. Well, there is also another spell that makes the user of the spell invisible, or anything invisible, including the user. It should also be quite obvious from the sketch that there is clearly nowhere else to hide.
Objection.
True, there aren't any hiding spots, however, there is one other possibility if a witch wanted to stay hidden from sight. Most intriguing. Since you seem to love showing evidence, prove it. How was the witch able to hide in plain sight? It was in the Grand Grimoire, and it was a spell.
Take that!
This Talia Magica contains 2 magic gems. Ignace and one other spell. That's right, the spell Demare. Or dim something like that, I don't know. It cannot be. It can be. That's right. There was most certainly a witch present at the crime scene, only they were completely invisible. All thanks to the magic spell Demare, something like that. What foolishness is this? Order in the court. Defender, what are you getting at? I thought the witch used Demare to make the Talia Magica disappear. According to the Grand Grimoire, good lord, under the entry for Demare, it causes anything the caster touches to vanish from sight. In other words, it could have been way more things than one. Supposing the witch were holding the staff in one hand while touching part of their body with the other, they would be able to make themselves disappear. Are you implying that there is a reason for the conflicting number of witnesses? Indeed it is, which means, witnesses, someone amongst you is not disclosing the entire truth, and that person is the witch we seek. I believe this is the most probable scenario. Honorable witnesses, you will testify to the court one final time. Tell us exactly what you saw and what you did not see at the scene of the crime, and whoever contradicts the evidence, is the murderer. How absurdly absurd. The purpose of this trial is to convict that girl of the crime, is it not? That's right, we are not witches. Witnesses, I ask that you listen. There is a witch mingling among you. That's right, I'm afraid you are all no longer brothers in arms. The true opponent here is within your own group. The real witch is one of these 5 witnesses, huh? Fine by me. Time to put an end to this trial. Yeah, this has been going on for like 3 streams, I think. What we saw and what we didn't see. You wish to know, or actually, yeah, I forgot that I just skipped the testimony because I'm going to hear it all again in the cross-examination. A most heinous act indeed. No small wonder these witnesses are so confused. A witch amongst the witnesses? What an utterly baseless claim. I don't think so, Barnum. The only baseless claim in this case is of a spell of being a witch. It's more than a little likely one of these witnesses is the culprit. It's not just likely, it's the truth. These testimonies are bound to tell me who the real witch is. Cross-examination. Now, if I can think of any evidence, I am just going to present it. You wish to know where we all were standing tonight? It matters not. What? Would the flames not burn just the same?
Hold it!
In other words, you're not sure exactly what happened tonight, is that right? Defender, I fought with burning vigor this night. Do not belittle my efforts. Right. A knight does not run away at the mere sight of a fire. Ha! No one even said anything about running away. If I may be perfectly straight with you... Excuse me. The pillar of fire illuminated the area as it rose high into the air, good lord. There by the fire was the witch, and excluding the 2 unfortunate knaves, I counted 3 others at the scene. Who's concerned? her. Nope. Nope. No, alright, so it's just her.
Hang on!
Excuse me, Miss Kara? Eek, what do you want? You looked like you had something to say about your the testimony just now. Well, it was about the number of people at the crime scene. Have you ever played the Daisy Pedal game? The Daisy Pedal game? 1 witness, 2 witnesses, 3 witnesses, 4 witnesses, 5 witnesses, 6 witnesses. I have no clue what she's saying. Or talking about, I guess. What an adorable game. It seems like something out of a fairy tale. Seriously, Your Honor? Anyway, you may continue your testimony, witness. Alright, so that was pointless. The flame, I never saw anything like it. It quite literally left me speechless. I couldn't even so much as scream. Yeah, there's really no evidence against that. She's just making weird assumptions. Not assumptions, just remarks. It must have been pretty terrifying, huh? Yes, it's the kind of thing you only read about in books. The moment that pillar of fire erupted, I could feel my throat tightening up. It was so difficult to breathe, I couldn't even manage to as much as scream. Quite. After all, the flame engulfed the scene in the blink of an eye. Yes, I'm sorry, that's why I can't really remember. So you can't remember the number of people at the crime scene? Naturally, that is understandable, witness. That's also why I was a little late getting to the scene compared to the others. I heard the tiniest cry, and then when I turned around, the blighters were roasting, so I rushed right over.
Hold it!
The tiniest cry? It might have been someone saying the incantation for that spell. My memory's kinda hazy on that one. Scared me good, though. Never jumped up to my feet so fast in all of me life. Nearly had a heart attack, I tell ya. Jumped up. That's right. It was still raining cats and dogs, so being the resourceful chap that I am, I decided to doze under a tree for a bit. Okay. Alright, him. No. Just him.
Hang on!
Is everything alright, Mr. Wordsmith? What is it that you want this time, young one? I just wanted to know if you had any thoughts on the testimony just now. Ah, yes. Thoughts about slumbering under trees, you mean. Slumbering? I often find myself weaving the most intricate of dreams under that very tree. Of course, I could not nap tonight, not with that uncouth man usurping my special dream spot, could I? Are you using the cross-examination to argue over a napping spot? Let us hope such arguments do not lead to any criminal acts in the future. Witness, please continue your testimony. Witnesses. I heard the incantation, then the flame suddenly erupted. I'm certain of it. I only saw 3 people there with us. Wait a second. Let me take a look at the Grand Grimoire and see what it says there. Summons a circle of flame within a 1 meter radius of the caster. Requires an incantation and scepter to cast.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely certain? Well, I believe so, but then, when you think about it, can anyone really be absolutely certain of anything? It worries me that you're saying that in the middle of a cross-examination. I believe the witness means that there is no way she could be certain whether there were 4 witnesses or 5 witnesses at the crime scene. Anyhow, there was a matter of great importance that Snowy and I had to tend to, and, you must mean... That's right, the milk. If any scoot got into the milk, it would be the tragedy to end all tragedies. Alright, so he has something to say about this, does he?
Hang on!
Could I stop you there, mister? Mister! Whoa, tone down the volume, Bluey. That's my line. Does anything come to mind regarding Miss Mary's testimony? Nope, not really. Nothing important, anyways. Just that I think this old lady is full of it. Huh? I'm talking about the milkman, the milk. You'll know the second you try this stuff. It ain't nothing to write home about, let me tell you. What are you saying, you dolt? Who on earth would let you drink anything as delicious as the milk from my farm? A ruffian like you is better served by whatever unthinkable liquid is in that never-ending mug of yours. Are you guys using this cross-examination to argue over milk? It's like people using the comment section to post their political opinions. Let us hope such arguments do not lead to any criminal acts in the future. Witness, please continue your testimony. As I said, there were only 3 others present, like the man there who was stumbling around like a newborn calf.
Hold it!
So, including yourself, there were a total of 4 witnesses at the crime scene, correct? That is how it has come to pass. By the way, what do you mean by stumbling around like a newborn calf? Ah, yes, that was a man as inebriated as he was loud. Quite the humorous sight it was, I dare say. He must mean the witness permanently glued to his cup of whatever it is he's drinking, some form of beer. When I saw the flames rise up into the sky, I wondered to myself, my word, whatever could that be? However, I could not simply walk over to the check. My knees were a bit weak from shock, you see. That's when the wobbly-legged gentleman came running over. Who is... Right, so just him.
Hang on!
Wait, this must be important. Is something the matter, mister? Mister! Wait, is this what happened before? Sir Blue Knight, next time please think before trying to press the witness. Looks like the guy even managed to scare Barnum half to death. Now then, sir, about Mr. Wordsmith's testimony just now. He claimed that you were stumbling around. What does he mean by that? I'm gonna set the record straight right now. In no way was I stumbling around anywhere. I miss my Yiga as well. I like to think of it more like staggering with style. A responsible adult should know better than to go stumbling around in the dead of night. Hey, look, I don't just go stumbling around like some clumsy idiot. I've got more sense than that. But anyway, I kinda tripped over a large stone. I mean, you don't exactly see what's on the ground in front of you when you're running at full pelt, right? So, you could say I put my life out on the line, proving that you really need to watch where you're going when you run. How courageous of you. Someone give this guy a medal. Lord, this testimony is a meaningless waste of everyone's time. Well, Defender, is there a point to this particular line of questioning? Is there anything worth pursuing here? What should I do? Yeah, I really don't think it's worth it. There's no point in wasting time with meaningless questioning. Is that so? I may say I am a little disappointed. Huh? I just thought I noticed something. Perhaps it was just me. If you do notice something in a person's testimony, Mr. Wright, all you have to do is question them again. That's right. I should take the time to question them as much as possible. Let us return to the interrogation. Alright, so apparently there was something worthwhile there. Alright, there we go.
Hold it! Hang on!
The witness stated earlier that he tripped over a large stone. Mister, I have one question for you. Why weren't you watching what was in front of you? Well, to be honest with you, it ain't much of a real reason, but something suddenly caught my attention. Out of nowhere, I sorta heard someone call out me name. You heard your name? Course I turned around when I called it. Who wouldn't? When a woman calls your name, you pay attention, am I right? So, you heard someone call out, "Hey you," from behind, you mean? What? I said they called out me name. How many guys do you know called "Hey you"? Me name is Amir. Don't you forget it, Bluey, you hear me? I must say, this gentleman really does not strike me as an Amir. You know, Professor, it's not a very memorable name, huh? That's harsh. Honorable witnesses, is there anything among you who was aware of this man's name prior to now? Not at all. He's always just been Mister to me. A knight's name is only as good as the name of the sword he carries. It is the first I have heard of this. I dare say, I did not expect his name to be one such as Amir. I'm sorry, but I don't know his name either. I only remember the names of my most loyal customers. You have quite a lot of flowers there. I don't really think you have many. Okay. It looks like absolutely no one knows this witness's name. You know, it ain't really much of a surprise to me either. Yeah. But seriously, I definitely heard someone call me name. When you get to be me age, you really start to wonder when you'll find that true love, you know? I thought that pretty voice tonight might have been my sweetie. Wait, was it Espella? Called that out? Maybe not. Your Honor, I don't believe we should be so quick to label Mr. Amir's testimony meaningless. Would you not agree? I request that the witness add this amusing anecdote to his testimony. He seems to agree. Understood. Witness, amend your testimony, but please reflect only the important points of your story. I'm telling ya, I heard someone call me name, and I was looking around trying to find them. I hurried to the scene, but then I ended up tripping when I heard someone call me name from behind.
Hold it!
Excuse me, Amir. Don't sweat it, Bluey. Mr. Hey you, it's all the same to me. You stated that you heard your name being called from behind. Are you absolutely sure about that? Well, right or wrong, it sure sounded like me name. I mean, what else could it have been? I wouldn't have... Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what it is. I won't quite say yet, but I think I know what he actually heard. And it wasn't his name. Excuse me. I wouldn't have remembered it happening if I heard something. If I hadn't heard something, right? Good lord. Still, maybe there's a chance I just imagined it, huh? But anyway, I remember it came from somewhere behind me. From somewhere behind you. Is something the matter, right? Mr. Amir's memory isn't the most accurate, but if what he says is true, then there's definitely something there. Something, you say? Might you mean a contradiction? Yeah, I think so. Although, I don't know, there's just something strange about his testimony. I think this is a good part to save at, yeah, just seems like a good idea. I don't see any decisive evidence in the court record that can help. Do you mean to say you found a contradiction that cannot be supported by evidence? Like, kinda, but I know what I'm getting at here. My lord, this line of interrogation is a complete waste of the court's time. Defender, I must warn you, from here on, any unnecessary questioning will be dealt with accordingly. Good lord. If I don't answer correctly here, it's curtains for the trial on Espella. Good lord. If you intend on finding a fault in this witness testimony, you will need to present decisive evidence to back up your claims. Again, I don't think it's decisive, but it's evidence, so yeah. There's not one single piece of decisive evidence in the court record. What do I do now? Mr. Wright. Mr. Layton. I have an idea. I believe that there is a weapon of sorts with which you may be able to expose the contradiction without the need of evidence. A weapon? Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is. Now, defender, give us your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The defense finds that the witness testimony contains no problems at all. Contains a clear contradiction. Your Honor, the defense believes there is a huge contradiction in the witness's testimony. Might as well say it here as well. Just anywhere I can.
Objection!
Again, why does he keep doing that? That's a really weird post. What is this? You must be an even bigger fool than I thought, Sir Blue Knight. You really do not possess even a sliver of common sense, do you? If I may interrupt for just a moment, Inquisitor Barnum, allow me to ask you this. What need is there for common sense in a world that forgoes using it? Accordingly, I must humbly ask that you discard such a matter of thinking. Whatever do you mean? You have my utmost thanks for placing your trust in me, Mr. Wright. Let us discuss the one remaining weapon in this cross-examination. It's the book, isn't it? The remaining weapon. This trial has taught us a valuable new technique to be used in the courtroom, has it not? You mean questioning, right, Professor? Indeed it is, Luke. Each of the witnesses in this trial have given their own account of what occurred. Therefore, whenever one witness has testified, the other remaining witnesses have listened. That gives me an idea. In addition to catching a witness off guard and questioning them about another's testimony, there is one more thing. There's something else we can get from a 5-person cross-examination? That's right, of course. What is it? Indeed, Mr. Wright, contradictions. Should one witness testimony differ from another's testimony, then I suppose that in itself can also be considered a contradiction, can it not? Testimony contradicting testimony. I never would have thought of that until now. Enough. Sir Blue Knight, are you prepared to present to the court evidence proving the contradiction within this witness's testimony? The witness testimony does not contradict any evidence. It contradicts a testimony. What are you talking about? It is time, Mr. Wright. Have a look at the touchscreen. Alright. I'll also save here. There, you will see the testimony of the witness in question, as well as those of our witnesses. Keep your eyes peeled and identify the contradicting testimony. Alright, let's give this another shot, Nick. And make sure you don't forget to take a look at the court record, too. I hurried to the scene, but then I ended up tripping when I heard someone call me from behind. You wish to know where we all were standing tonight? It matters not. Would the flames not burn just the same? Alright. That flame, I never saw anything like it. It quite literally left me speechless. I could not so much as scream. I heard the incantation, then the flame suddenly erupted. I'm certain of it. I only saw 3 people with us. As I said, there were only 3 others present. Like the man said, who was stumbling around like a newborn calf. I don't know, why not?
Objection.
Oh wow. That's pretty epic. The person contradicting this man's testimony is none other than you, Miss Kira. Are you both pointing at me? At the time of the incident, the man heard someone's voice call his name. That voice belonged to you, Miss Kira. It could not have been anyone else. And yet, in your testimony, you stated that you were in such shock during tonight's events that you couldn't even speak. This is a clear contradiction. What is the meaning of this, defender? Can you really claim to trust the sham of a witness and a sham of a testimony? Usually it's my job to insult the witnesses, if you please. That man's character is beyond the point. His testimony is anything but a sham. As he watched the flames erupt, his attention was drawn to a voice behind him, which in turn made him fall over. He heard a woman's voice calling his name, a very concrete reason, and a reason enough to believe his testimony. If it is as you say, then explain why you feel this witness is somehow responsible. That's right, why me? People barely hear me when I'm selling my flowers, that's how soft my voice is. And besides, there was another woman at the scene, wasn't there? Well, she wasn't behind him. Me? What are you getting at, young lady? Do you honestly think a woman my age would be out late at night in the forest, flirting with questionable men? Besides, I didn't even know this pathetic man's name. How could I have called it out to him? Neither did I. And even if I did know his name, do you really think he's the kind of guy any self-respecting girl would want? Come on, ladies, I'm standing right here, you know. As I was saying, the only person that oh my god, the only person that guy could have heard, oh my god, from behind was you, Miss Kira. The defense wishes to present evidence to prove this claim. Yeah, it's in the picture. To accuse a witness like this young lady here, why, this is simply unheard of. I must warn you, defender, if you cannot prove your accusations to the court, you will see the underside of my gavel, and you will see the underside of my save point. Show us the evidence proving this young lady was the one who called out to the man at the scene of the crime. Yeah, it would have had to have been this.
Take that!
Take a look at this and you'll have your answer. This is the crime scene sketch. You can see the position of each witness during the crime. The only person that he could have possibly heard from behind was none other than Miss Kira. Listen here, Sir Blue Knight. I will only tell you this one more time. A sham of a witness yields only a sham of a testimony. That is all there is to it. Did you, in fact, see this flower girl's face? You know, now that you mention it, seeing as I'd fallen down and all, I don't think I saw her face. Okay, but you heard her voice, right? Let me think. The voice came out of nowhere. It was kinda high-pitched. And I guess it sounded like her, but I can't say whether or not it was this girl's voice. Are you there? And there you have it, Sir Blue Knight. Such a pity. Huh? M'lord, it is clear that the defense's claim is nothing but a pointless waste of the court's time. I recommend you deliver unto them a penalty befitting such behavior. Indeed, Inquisitor. Ready yourself, Defender. No. What is that laughter? Pardon me, m'lord. It looks like you finally arrived at a decision. That means this has nothing to do with me. Isn't that right, Inquisitor Barnum? What are you saying? I'm saying that it's time for me to stop peddling testimony and get back to peddling flowers. I mean, look at all of these flowers left over. It's going to take until sunrise to sell them all if I stay here any longer. Or maybe, m'lord, you and the rest of the court would be interested in buying my entire stock of flowers to help a girl out? No. No, I don't think... I mean... Then it's settled. Now, if you'll excuse me, my apologies for the interruption. Understood. The court will dismiss the witness. Well, Miss Kira, it would seem you are beginning to show the court your true colors. Oh, whatever do you mean? Okay then, everyone, it looks like that's that. Wait, you can't leave yet. This cross-examination isn't over. Now, that's funny. You say it isn't over, and yet the rest of the court seems to think otherwise. Isn't that right, Inquisitor Barnum? The Inquisition maintains that the real witch is the accused, to spell Cantabella, good lord. This girl is nothing more than a witness. As such, the court cannot force her to stay against her will, good lord. This is bad, if they let her walk out now. Nick, do you think she could be the real witch? Again, her name is Japanese for killer, so I mean, she's probably the real witch. You really like throwing around accusations, don't you, Sir Defender? Let me spell it out for you, one last time, so even you can understand. I didn't know this man's name at all before tonight. I still don't remember it. So how could I have called out to him? Do you get it now? Yeah. As I said earlier, the spell in the book sounds very similar to his name. So I think what he actually heard was the spell and not, you know. Yeah. So how could I have called it out to him? Do you get it now? Now then, until we meet again, don't forget to buy some flowers on your way home, everyone. And she just disappears from existence.
Hold it.
One moment, please, Miss Kira. And she comes back into existence. Is there something else you wanted? You don't seem to realize what you just let slip. What are you talking about? This man testified that he heard his name called at the crime scene. However, you had no knowledge of his name at the time, is that correct? That's right. This weirdo is just imagining things. Like I said, I've already forgotten his name, even though he told it to us earlier. There's just one problem, Miss Kira. Namely, what the voice he thought tonight was actually saying. What he heard tonight was actually saying. Huh? What do you mean? That's obvious. It was a name, wasn't it? Now, what was that name again? M'lord, I'm still here, you know. You're saying that what this man heard tonight wasn't a name, but rather something else entirely? Indeed I am, Inquisitor Barnum. something else. Aha! There's only one other thing it could be. It's a stretch, but the possibility is there. I wouldn't really say it's a stretch. It's it. That's right, Mr. Wright. That single possibility is the key to solving this mystery. Is the defense ready to present its evidence to the court? This is ridiculous. I demand you let me go, this instant. Witness, what you are being accused of is not to be taken lightly. You will not leave this courtroom so long as any reasonable doubt remains. Defender, you may present your evidence. Show the court what the voice this man heard tonight was really saying. Yep, it's the spell. See, Demir, and his name was Emir, so he just misheard it. That's what it was. I said Demare, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Demir.
Take that!
Yeah. Excuse me, mister. I'm sorry, what's your name again? You've, got a name that no one seems to be able to remember for some reason. Hey, it's Emir. My name's Emir, darn it. How many times have I got to say it? No matter the number of times you say it, you do not look like an Emir. Again, I only remember my most loyal customer's names, and he doesn't look like he can afford even a single daisy. Come on, guys, stop kicking a guy when he's down. Yeah, I'm starting to feel bad for this drunken loser. Mr. Emir, what you heard tonight at the crime scene was not your name. Your name just so happens to sound exactly like a certain other name. Another name? The answer is right here in this tome. I'm talking Emir. I'm talking about Emir. Emir? What he actually heard at the time wasn't his own name. It was the name of a magical incantation. What the... Miss Kira, have you forgotten what you said just a few minutes ago? Now, I really hate to end it here, but I have 11 minutes until I have to go to bed, and, I need to take a shower before I go to bed, so, yeah, I'm gonna save this here, and, yeah. But luckily, we are coming closer to the truth, and I think tomorrow we'll be able to finish this trial and continue on with the rest of the game. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Again, I don't want to end it now. It really feels like you're kind of being cheated out of more, but yeah, I just don't have more time. Alright, that went to a black screen for some reason, but anyways, I shall see you guys in the next video, and hold on, first I need to hit this. And Excelsior. Have a good rest of your day. Whatever that means. Alright, bye.